Look, I'm about to bring OG up here for what OG has to say about this. Hey, OG, hey, listen. What you got going on, OG? Tell him what we do.
I just came in from checking traps, baby. You gotta excuse me. I'm a little inebriated, a little intoxicated, but I'm always elevated. Hey, listen, I hear him talking all this nonsense on here already. It's all about the quality time you spend with your dad. It ain't about the money. A lot of y'all daddies was broke and he ain't spend no time with y'all. I don't want to hear about that bullshit. Let me tell you something. Nick Cannon is doing what it says in the scripture. It's about being fruitful and multiplying. He got the money to support these kids, and he should be having as many kids as possible. When you see the great men throughout history, whether it was King Solomon, whether it was King David, they had numerous wives, they had numerous concubines, and they sired many, many children. When you're a great man, you're supposed to be fruitful and multiply so your seed can live on and your lineage can live on. Straight up.
Miss Tyree, you don't 1 second, OG. Miss Tyree, you don't have to care about having kids. You can come on here. You about to hear the questions I ask him. All y'all are about to hear the questions I'm about to ask him. So when he's done answering the questions, if y'all want to come up here and speak to this, y'all can come up here and speak to this. You don't have to have kids or care about
Listen,
having kids.
the game ain't dead. Most of the people just scared. Cam up, come on in here and
They
talk some
stay
game
being
with us.
they
This the
stay being
best show
scared.
on TikTok. Get on here and spit some game with me and Nova. What's wrong with y'all?
They stay being scared. Anyways,
Listen,
OG, just the first question. How excuse me, I'm a little sick, y'all. When I'm coughing, excuse me.
what's wrong with you?
How did you feel about Nick Cannon having all these kids by different women before knowing like a ball range of his annual earnings? And how do you feel about him now? Has your opinion changed?
Well, of course, my opinion hasn't changed. You know, the man is a celebrity. You know, the man has the wealth in order to support these kids. The man was with Mariah Carey. His first two twins was by Mariah Carey. So you know the brother is maintaining and he's doing his thing. I don't have a problem with what he's doing personally. It's a lot of brothers that's out here that can't maintain multiple women and multiple families and are siring children by multiple women. So how can it be a drawback for Nick Cannon? And a lot of people that try to detract from it, they have multiple baby mamas and baby daddies, and they can't afford it. So how can you detract from a man who can afford it? Come on, there's a lot of haters out here. Straight
I
up, like that. It's a lot of haters.
I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah,
like you said, it's a bunch of people that it's a bunch of people that can't even afford one.
exactly.
They can't get one to get on their program. They can't take care of one child.
And
And
right now you have a proliferation of people talking about this polygyny and this polygamy and all that, and it's all out of discourse. It's all in anarchy, because when it all comes down to the root of it, most of these dudes can't even support these kind of family structures anyway. These are traditional family structures that they're talking about endeavoring in, and the only thing most of these people have their mind on is fornicating from the waist down instead of procreating from the neck up, which these institutions are meant to do. You got these people out here now, they think everything's about sex. They think they're entitled to live a certain lifestyle, and that's not the case. You see this man, Nick Cannon, he's proved himself to be a high earner, and he wants to live his life the way he wants to live his life. So you can't detract from that. You know what I'm saying? If the man want to sire as many kids as he can by different women in order to carry on his lineage and his bloodline, then let him do so. I don't see where the hate comes from. There's a lot of people on here, a lot of women and a lot of dudes. Y'all baby mamas ain't got shit. Excuse my language. And y'all still got multiples. So how can you hate on that?
no, that's a fact. So the second I'm about to make a statement. I want you to tell me whether you agree with the statement or disagree with the statement and why. So The statement is a lot of women will gladly be a part of a rich man's harem of women than be the only woman for an average man.
In the pimp game, and you know I'm a veteran of the pimp game because you know I just came from all the checking traps, slamming, pimping hoes and slamming Cadillac doors. When it come down to it, we used to have an old saying. Most women would rather ride in the back seat of a Cadillac than in the front seat of a Ford. And that's 100% true. A lot of women, they try to play like they want monogamy, but it's been revealed through Kevin Samuel's podcast, through a myriad of other online personalities, that most women right now desire to be with a small group of men right now in society, around about 10%. So when you talking about women jockeying for position and trying to garner the attention of these 10% of men, a lot of these women don't have a problem with being a constituent in a harem or whatever you want to call it for these gentlemen. That's
I
what they would rather be.
I 100% agree with you. So you're a father yourself. Um, what do you think is more important for a child? Have the child having everything they need and being provided for, or having an emotional, loving connection with their parents? So like that time spent. What do you
Both,
think is
both,
most important?
both, but that's with a caveat because men have been lied to recently to the fact that they need to always be around, they need to always be nurturing and babying these kids, this and that. That is not the man's place. A man's place is to provide for his family. So it's not the amount of time that a man spends with his children, it's the quality of time that a man spends with his children and the knowledge that he instills and the quality of that knowledge he instills in his children in the time that he does spend with his children. A man is supposed to be out grinding, getting it. When I used to be young and I used to work under a dude and he used to drive so many jewels on me. Like the kids would get sick, and you know you see guys, you know, I'm gonna tell on myself and give you my age now. Back when I first started working, it was cell phones, but the proliferation of cell phones hadn't really taken off. You would get a phone up in the office, and the lady in the office would come pin a note up on the board for you, and one of the old ladies, the nose ass old ladies, will read your note and come tell you you got a note on the board. So you'll get the note, and one of your kids will be sick or whatever, and you'll go to my boss, and my boss would tell you, you ain't a doctor. What you gonna do? That baby got a fever and got to go to the doctor. That's what the mama at home with the baby for. Your ass need to be here at work, working to pay for that insurance and to pay for that co-payment when that baby be at that doctor. See, you done got a lot of this confusion going on and the twisting of the gender roles where people think men have to be around and be as nurturing to children as women. Men don't have the genes that women have and the innate ability to be able to nurture like women do. Our primary function is to provide sustenance and to provide leadership and guidance in the home. It's not to be around nurturing. But when we do show up, the time we show up has to be has to be quality time, and you have to have knowledge to instill in your kids in the time that you do spend with them, and that's what makes it valuable. A lot of dudes just don't have no kind of knowledge to convey to anyone, a woman or a child, and that's where the breakdown comes from, where nobody wants to follow dudes now. It's a lot of dudes that shouldn't be followed because they don't have the knowledge for people to follow.
It's so interesting that you say that because in this article, that's exactly what Nick Cannon said.
Mhm.
He said I feel some sort of way that I can't be with them as much as I want to be with them, but he said what I do to compensate for that is when I am with them, I just make sure it's quality time spent. That's
Bro,
literally what he said in the article.
let me explain something to you. Nick Cannon could have a million kids, and Nick, every one of those 1 million kids in a lot of instances will have a better upbringing than a child of a man who only has one kid, because he has the resources, he has so much at his fingertips that he can offer these kids, even in his absence. You're talking about the best private schools. You're talking about the best nannies. You're talking about the best teachers, the best resources. I mean, the top of the line technology. It is what it is. You know, you
So
got a lot of people, they want to take this holier than now standpoint about everything. Everything isn't conventional now, especially now. It's not conventional. And what Nick Cannon's doing, it doesn't have to be conventional because it's actually traditional. You know, that what Nick Cannon's doing now is has been propagated throughout antiquity.
so so I have another statement, OG, is true or false, and let me know why you stand on whatever side you stand on. Women tolerate things from higher earning men that they won't tolerate from whatever they deem to be average or below average men. True or false?
That's 100% true. And I'll give you prime example, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson wife Cookie. Magic came and told his wife Cookie he had been running around LA with Showtime and he had contracted HIV and his wife still stayed with him. Now I know love and I know unconditional love, but we reaching right there. I don't know too many people I love that'll come to me and tell me, hey, look, babe, I contracted HIV down the block and I'm still staying. But it is what it is. Throughout history, men with resources and well-to-do men have always garnered the attention of women. And when you're vying for the attention of those type of men, women know that they have to be, they have to bend. Sometimes they have to go against their moral principles in order to satisfy these men and to find themselves, at the in an amorous relationship with these men.
And that's 100% facts, OG. But when I'm on here, and I be knowing what I'm talking about. There's women on here that what I be saying and what you be saying, it applies directly to them, so they dislike it and they feel a way about it. But I've been telling them that, like, y'all, like, first, a lot of these women, OG, especially in my age demographic, the standards that they have varies depending on the caliber of man, whatever they
One
deem him to be. So
100 100%, bro. Let me tell you something. Like most women, if you look like they want you to look, you present yourself like they want you to present yourself, and then you have the finances on top of that, you can get away with a lot of shit. A lot of shit. And see, with you can be a real attractive dude without the resources, and you can get women to still compete for you. But it's a different level of competition when you bring the resources also. Because see, what happens then, whenever that woman finds out you're cheating on her, or your attention is strayed to another woman, their anger is never directed towards you. The anger becomes directed at the other woman because she sees the other woman as competition for your resources. That's what it comes down to.
but when I get on here and I tell them that, because I'll tell them exactly what I just said, and they'll say no. I'm going to have the same standards. I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to tolerate what I'm not going to tolerate, no matter who I'm dealing with, and that's not true. This
Listen,
man,
that's
in
just
this article, OG,
listen,
in this
that's
article,
just
Nick Cannon,
hyperbole.
in this
That is
article,
just hyperbole.
Nick Cannon said, like, after after Mariah Carey, he doesn't believe in marriage, and he doesn't want whatever a quote unquote traditional relationship is in America.
But do you
He
think
tells these women,
do you think he has a problem attracting these women? Of course not. Of course not.
but that's the thing though. A lot of these, when you talk about attracting these women, because again, he tells these women what it is. He tells them what it's gonna be. Like, you're going to have my baby. I'm gonna put you up in a house. Anything that you need, anything that you want, you're gonna be good for life. You're gonna be set. But I mean, a lot of these women haven't had that opportunity to even A lot of these women haven't had that opportunity. Won't ever have that opportunity. By the way,
And
especially you
man,
older
you
women.
already spoke. Me and our you already spoke to that in previous podcasts. A lot of them is talking about what they ain't doing, but they'll never get the chance to do it because they got those Amazon warehouse phases. We already went through that. A lot of women don't qualify for those type of men, so it ain't even no point even discussing it with them.
That part, that part. But it's so it's like don't try to say like no, I'm not gonna tolerate these things no matter who I'm dealing with. Like no, that's not true. That's not true.
One
Yeah,
hundred percent.
Amazon, like he said, Amazon warehouse faces
Yep.
having all these crazy wild demands, having truck driver faces. No. So yeah, you guys standards does vary depending on whatever caliber of man that you're dealing with. If you deem him to be, because you know what, this is another thing that they don't like to like admit to. They be and this is the thing though, OG. It's not even like the whole competing. They know what it is. They like a man that they know has
It's
an
nature,
abundance of
bro.
women
It's
and is
nature.
dealing with an
It's
abundance of
nature.
women.
If a man can attract women, women don't want him. If that man don't show up and turn some heads, they don't want him. They don't want him.
But
That's what keeps my wife attracted to me all the time. Because when I show up, I'm well dressed and I'm ready to finesse, and she know it. She see the other women looking, and know what? She gains a level of self confidence, knowing that's my man right there that they looking at. But he coming home with me. That's what they say. It is what it is, baby. I was out there checking traps and going hard one time, but that woman really didn't tame me and then settle me down. I'm in here. I'm living high off the hog. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's what women really want. A lot of these women, that's why they stay chasing these bad boys. They want to tame a real stallion and reel him in and bring him home and say to herself, all these other women wanted him, but I'm the one that got him. That's what they really want.
but see, this is another problem a lot of them run into. That guy, that man, they want to get in his life and be the only one. It's
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that's what I don't be understanding. Like, first of all, you attracted to this man because your girlfriend is attracted to him. You know, other
Hmm.
women are attracted to him, like you said. At the establishments, this man turns heads. You know he has it going on. You know he has options when it comes to women, and you know that he's exercising those options. But when he
Let
when
me
he when
tell
he when he gives you the slightest time of day, you want him to only like commit to you and you gonna be the only one. No. That's why I've told them before. A lot of them don't even really want what they think they
nah.
want in their head.
They
They
wa-
don't want
they
that.
they they just posturing. They already know what they want. They want an alpha male. What the true definition of an alpha male? A lot of the definitions of alpha male has been skewed by different online personalities and stuff. But we know what an alpha male really is, and it's different levels of it. You see it in the projects. The dudes hustling and scamming, driving around in the Dodge Chargers with the gold chains on and shit, and they got 5 or 6 baby mamas in the projects, on up to the level of Nick Cannon. He's a media mogul, and he's doing the same thing. It's just a different level to it. Instead of him having little dingy welfare queens on his job, he got Instagram models, actresses, TV personalities, and inspiring models and stuff to be his baby mamas instead of trap queens. You know what I'm saying?
But I just, like I said, like some of these women need to accept their fate though. Like, they're like
But let me. I don't mean to interrupt you, but one of the women in the comments said it's funny for men to talk about what women want. No, it's really not funny to talk about what women want, because some men actually specialize in knowing what women want. For a long time, I made a living off of knowing what women want and what they don't want. So it's not absurd at all for a man to be speaking about what a woman wants and what a woman doesn't want.
when I be telling them no, when I be telling them like, no, you would rather be you desire you would rather be a part of a harem, knowing that like Nick Cannon has all these women put up, he gets them anything they need, anything they want. You would rather be with that man than an average or below average man that wants to make you the star player on the team and have you be the only one in his life. So when
But
they get on here, when they get on here and say, "Oh, I want a man that another woman, I want a man that other women don't want. I don't want a man that's been with all these other women and stuff." That's a lie.
women one of the main functions of a woman is hypergamy. And that even goes to the chick that's saying she wouldn't date a bus driver. And I seen you got on here and you killed it. I want to give you kudos for another top of the line podcast, and you stay dropping the knowledge. With the woman saying she wouldn't date the bus driver. Women are driven by hypergamy. They want to be with top caliber men. Now, when you see these women with these little dusty dudes that ain't got no cars, that's driving around in their Nissan Altima and coming to pick them up at work at 5 o'clock with no gas in the car, with the whole car smelling like Black and Miles, they don't want them dudes for real. But see, that's why you see now is so many single moms out here, and they get upset when dudes say they don't want to date single moms. A lot of them that made the wrong choices when they was young, and now it's no recuperation from it. You, when it comes to a woman would be of more benefit to be in the harem of a well-to-do man or high-value man than to be the number one of a low-level man. And if you would have asked me that at one point in my life, I wouldn't agree with you, but that was at a time when I was struggling. Right now, I'm up, so I'm going to tell you what the high value is.
But OG, let me play you what I told them the other day, because these are the same women, OG, that love to say you are what you attract.
Uh
But
huh.
it's always you are what you attract until it's time to talk about why they don't why they're not attracting these
Yeah.
men that they deem to be
You
of high caliber, high quality. Like, because every there's some woman,
you
every time
you
you hear them
are
talk
what you
about men,
attract. You are what you attract, except for the three baby daddies they got.
right, right. Listen,
Come on
listen.
now,
Here, look. Let me play this for you. Listen to this.
drop it on me.
This is what I told him the other day. Listen. Are what you attract. The reason that you're attracting, and I'm using the words that y'all use, the reason that you're attracting Pookies and Ray Rays and dusty, broke, low quality, low vibrational, ain't shit man is because you're a dusty, low quality, low vibrational, ain't shit woman. You are a low quality, low vibrational, ain't shit bitch. You are a dusty, broke bitch, and that's why you are. That's why you are attracting. That's why you are attracting those caliber of men. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how y'all feel about it. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay, we're not gonna acknowledge it one way and then completely decide to like not acknowledge it another way. Okay, it is what it is. If you want to change your circumstances, you're gonna go to the drawing board and you're gonna put in the necessary work to change your circumstances. If not, you're going to continue to get the results that you've been getting in life. Okay, that are what you attract. Let me say something real quick. Appreciate that, real. Let me say something real quick. Again, it's always you attract what you are until it's time to talk about why you are not attracting the caliber of men that you desire. Why
That's
you are not
that's
attracting the quality of men you desire. Some of y'all, every time it's time to talk about men, every time it's time to talk about dating and relationships, you have nothing but bad things to say. You have total bad faith in dating and relationships. But at the end of the day, there are women, there are sisters that are not having any of the problems you are having. And the same thing for the men. There are men that are not having any of the problems you are having. But for the woman, y'all are so delusional. Y'all think that simply because you want something, you think that simply because you desire something, you think you deserve it. And that's not how life works. I always tell y'all get on these platforms and say all these different things, but that's y'all not living like that in real life. That's not y'all reality. Y'all aren't getting those real life results. You can continue to trick yourself to think that you're something you're not. Listen. You know what? Let me tell y'all. Let me put it like this to you. Especially you women that you put so much stock into where a man takes you out on the first date and this, that, and the third. The reason that you don't get taken to hibachi, the reason that you don't get taken to a steakhouse, is because you're not a hibachi bitch. You're not a steakhouse bitch.
Yeah,
Niggas don't
yeah,
see you like that.
you at
Niggas
2
don't see you
a.m. at
like that.
night, get a
The
phone
reason
call,
you
I'm
get asked to
coming
go to
through there.
Starbucks, the reason
Yeah.
that you get asked to go walk around the lake and do the free stuff, that's how niggas see you. And
A
you're
man
you're
gonna
gonna have to
do
accept, if you don't want to do anything to change that. It's not men, it's not the dating market, it's you. Okay, if you don't
a
want to do
man
anything
gonna
to
put you
change
in a
that,
category when he meets you.
listen,
He gonna
if you don't want to
categorize
do
your
anything to
ass.
change that, that's going to continue to be your reality. You gonna continue to get them results.
He gonna
Y'all
categorize
got men,
your
y'all
ass.
got men that only hit y'all up a certain time of the day at
2
nighttime.
a.m. in the morning, I'm
Yeah,
coming through. Leave
right.
the door open.
Y'all got men that never want to be seen with y'all in public. There is a reason for that. It's a
And
reason we don't
y'all
want to
know
be
who
seen with you in
y'all
public.
are. Because when he call you at 1:30, you get up, you don't shower, you hit that thing with the washcloth, and you lay across the bed and act like you sleep. You already know who y'all is.
Bro, y'all are gonna start accepting. But you know what's crazy, OG? Whenever I say things about like this pertaining to the men, they always get it. They understand. It's like, oh my gosh, like no, I get it. Like you're right. But when it's time to like put the shoe on the other foot, if there's all these
They
different
don't want to
things.
do it. They don't want to do it. They
Matter
ain't
of fact, here
Cinderella no more.
let
They
me
a
play. Let
queen
me
and they a princess till it's time to put on that glass slipper. Then it don't fit. If it don't fit, you must have quit. Shout out to OJ Simpson.
let me let me play you what I told them last night, and then we can
You was
bring some
on their
women up
ass
here.
too. Somebody got you worked up too. I heard you spitting real game on them. I ain't never heard you get gangster like that with them, Noble. Drop something
Uh,
on me.
OG, honestly, I'm starting to get to a point where I'm really about to start talking to them like that because I
Noble,
don't come on
won't
here
you
to have
do something
disingenuous
for
conversations.
me?
I come on here to try to have real conversations, real constructive, productive, positive conversations. And I don't like talking to disingenuous people because I'm not on
That's
here
me
being
too. Me
disingenuous.
too. At least come to me in good faith and try to be real and try to be serious. You got some of these chicks on here with them lopsided ass lace fronts and them same lashes they done had on for 6 weeks with that face full of clown makeup, and they know they not bad, but they living in a world of make believe and they want to play. And know what? I ain't playing with them. I ain't playing with them.
These are the women that these are the women that can't even come on here unless they got their wig on, unless they got their eyebrows done, unless they got
Exactly.
they lashes on, unless they dolled up. They can't even come on here fresh face. They can't even come
Exactly.
on here with
They
their
can't
natural
even
hair. They can't
come.
even turn their camera on.
They can't even come on.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Drop it on.